Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Maria Servetnik, and today I would like to present to you the work we are doing together with Dr. Peter Morse on whether ensemble priming survives masking. In everyday life, we feel like we perceive the world in quite a lot of detail, but when we are asked to report what we saw, our reports tend to be poor. In 2016, Leuven and colleagues proposed that our perceptual experience feels rich because the visual system supplements our perception with ensemble statistics. Ensemble statistics computation is the ability of our visual system to calculate feature summary statistics for groups of objects, such as, for example, the mean size of these cute bears. Bear in mind, the idea of Cohen and colleagues is that if we represent a feature of a group of objects as a summary statistic, instead of representing individual objects in that ensemble, we can have rich experience, but the report will be poor because we only have the summary statistic. Ensemble statistics are indeed a good candidate for the basis of our rich perceptual experience because they overcome many limits of perception. For example, they are robust to inattention. However, there is contradictory evidence on whether ensemble statistics are processed when the ensemble is invisible. So this is what we set out to find out in our experiment. We used the visual priming paradigm to directly manipulate the visibility of an ensemble. In each trial, the participants saw an ensemble of 9 grating stimuli, they are in the slide, with orientations sampled from a von Mises distribution with a randomly generated mean. Bear with me. The ensemble was presented with a backward and forward mask, and we manipulated the stimulus onset asynchrony to change visibility. In 160 milliseconds condition, the ensemble was clearly visible, and in the 0 milliseconds condition, according to our pilots, the ensemble seemed invisible to the participants. After seeing this masked ensemble, the participants were presented with a singular grating stimulus and asked to report if it was tilted to the right or to the left, relative to vertical. So the test stimulus, that singular grating stimulus, could have one of 3 possible orientations. It either had the mean orientation of the ensemble prime, one of the member orientations of the ensemble chosen at random, or an explicit non-member orientation that was very unlikely under the ensemble's sampling distribution. We additionally conducted 2 visibility check tasks to assess how well the participants can detect the presence of an ensemble in both SOA conditions and how well they can discriminate the mean of the ensemble in both SOA conditions. First of all, the results of the visibility check tasks show that the D prime in the 0 milliseconds SOA condition in both tasks did decrease compared to the 160 milliseconds condition. But in both tasks, it was still above 0, meaning that the participants responded better than chance. And so this suggests that the ensemble visibility was diminished, but not completely absent. In our main task, the priming task, in the 160 milliseconds SOA condition, so in the visible ensemble condition, we saw a priming effect of the ensemble. The reaction times were lowest when the test stimulus had the mean orientation of an ensemble. They were slightly higher when the test stimulus had the orientation of one of the members, and they were the highest when it had a non-member orientation. So, when the ensemble was clearly visible, we saw a priming effect. If ensemble statistics aren't processed when the ensemble is less visible, we should not see any difference in reaction times for different orientations in the 0 milliseconds SOA condition. However, we saw the exact same pattern for the 0 milliseconds SOA condition. This shows that diminished visibility had no bearing on the priming effect. Ensemble mean had a priming effect on the reaction times in our task, even when the ensemble was masked. To sum up, even when the ensemble was completely task irrelevant, only presented for 2 frames, and had reduced visibility, its mean still had a priming effect. This suggests that ensemble statistics are computed implicitly and automatically, even when the ensemble is masked. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I will happily answer them on Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. EDT in the Dolphin Room on Gather Town. See you there, hopefully.